Dustin Gould with Emerald Landscapes again. We're in Mandeville, Louisiana. Again, we love Mandeville, doing a property cleanup. So this property is like pretty sweet. It's like in the middle of the woods. There's a ton of trees. It's going to be a good one. So this is what we're going to do essentially. As you can see, there's trees here that are not in great shape. All of the beds are kind of sunken in. Grass is overgrown. We are going to reshape all of the beds. We're going to add soil. We're going to trim and prune all of the trees. We're actually going to add a couple trees. We're going to add some camellias. We're going to add some varitey. All of the grass that's inside the beds will be gone. We're going to add some pea gravel as a drip edge up against the house. In general, this is going to be a really big, really nice cleanup. Tons of garden beds to clean up here. This was a really wooded lot that had gotten overgrown from just years of zero maintenance. So we're going in here, taking that stump out, cleaning everything up. Here's our superstar Randy here, trimming up those suckers, getting them right. Got to get that little sapling down. Brandon with the chainsaw. We are replacing this tree and we are going back in with the Japanese maple, one of my favorites. As always, when we're doing beds, we like to dig down at least a few inches to have a definitive distinction between the lawn and the bed itself. Plus, if you're doing lawn care, you have someone doing your lawn care, it's a lot easier for them to maintain with the weed eater when you've got a nice defined edge. Getting these rocks up, those are going to go back in eventually. Got to scoop out that grass, make sure we get the roots. Randy going in here with the pole saw. They had a bunch of little small trees that were growing inside of this gardenia. Had to get those cleaned up. This stump has got to go. She's gone, folks. It's out of here. The skid steer came in handy. Unfortunately, Randy wasn't able to get this one by hand. Or I guess I should say we didn't allow him to since we had the skid steer on site. But he wanted to. The root master. This bad boy wouldn't fit through the gate, so that's why Brandon's in here trimming it up to size to get it through. Loading up the Ripa. There she is. That's all, folks. She gone. Just making a dust bowl. This was a raised garden bed that they had in the yard. They just wanted it gone. And honestly, this yard, especially that part of the yard, gets almost no sunlight, so it's kind of pointless having it there. This is one of the probably 7 or 8 beds that had to be cleaned up. This is where the stump was. Brandon is using one of our little hacks. Whenever you're creating your garden bed, you can use some spray paint to determine where the actual bed edge is going to be. It makes it nice and easy to follow. This is that side garden by the fence that we showed at the beginning of the video. This is me trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with these Laura petals in Japanese yew. Collaborating with Brandon here, trying to figure out a game plan. That's it, we got it, y'all. Whenever we're designing garden beds, I like to, unless it's a specimen plant, I like to think of each planting or plant as a group of 3 or more. So it's not one single plant, but rather a cluster of plants of the same variety. When you're designing these beds, that's sort of the key to making it look like all the textures and colors are sort of flowing into one another, as opposed to one plant space, one plant space, one plant. dirt drop off. Gotta add some fresh mix to it. Some varitey for ground cover out here in the front. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love varitey. Hard to kill, and it gets nice and full. Brandon's popping in some October Magic Ruby Camellias. These will get 3-4 feet tall or so. Randy's got the meticulous job here of planting all of those tiny varitey. The job even harder than this is mulching it without stomping on or losing any. Here's that Japanese maple going in. This is a blood good in a 7-gallon container. This one was 6-7 feet tall or so. Actually quite large for what's typical of a 7-gallon container. So super pleased with this tree from Bracey. Shout out Bracey's Nursery. Our drip edge is going to be some pea gravel. I always, if possible, put a drip edge. I just like to keep the dirt, pine straw, or mulch off of the house. This is the finished product, folks. She's all cleaned up. As always, folks, have a blessed day. If you like this sort of content, please like, subscribe, share.